What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Renee Michelle Merrifield. How are you doing today? Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining into the Renee Michelle Merrifield show. We have Jason Aaron back here producing the poop out of this show.
Hello, everyone.
Jolly, how are you doing today?
You might not recognize me. I'm wearing a disguise. But yes, my name is Jason Aaron .pro. That's right. I rebranded to a URL.
We're wearing hats today
type it in your
honor
browser.
of our amazing...
I didn't finish my spiel yet.
Oh, sorry, spiel.
Type it in your browser. See what happens. Go down the rabbit hole with me, won't you? Okay, now you can talk.
So we have to do a little promoting, first of all. There is a fashion show coming up, Katie Newton Ultra Fancy 5000 this Saturday. I'm going to be walking in it. I can't wait. Jolly, let's throw those videos.
Oh, God, I wasn't ready for that.
I know, you wasn't ready for this. Stay in the Dropbox.
Another few minutes.
But it's going to be so much fun. And, thank you also to my sponsor, Sushi Boss. They have the fattest rolls. They have the fattest sushi rolls ever.
No body shaming here.
Yummy, so juicy.
Oh, look,
use
it's on
promo
screen.
code Renee. That's it, just Renee. This laptop's like harshing my mellows right up in my face. So use you get 20% off one order. So that's order a lot of sushi.
Okay. You're on the wrong promo bid.
I forgot to pull these sleeves down. These sleeves are sleeveless. Yeah. So this is it. It's this Saturday. And it's going to be amazing. Outdoor, COVID friendly. Jolly?
Yes.
How's your life so far today?
I'm good. Okay, I thought you called for the promo, so I wasn't prepared to talk again.
You look
I'm
cute
good.
In that hat.
I'm digging my pimp hat.
Oh
I don't
my
know
gosh.
I don't know if it's officially a pimp hat, but I kind of feel like a pimp.
With wearing your bald head, it looks so good, and I am so slaying. Our guest is so special today. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so amazing. You guys have to make sure to tweet #RMM show if you are feeling fancy, and we will maybe feature you on the show or whatever, or bring up your comment or question or concern. So concern.
What concerns might you have during this broadcast?
Normally we do
Tell
a
us.
drinking poll, and I had to stop that because y'all getting too crazy, having me drinking different kinds of tequila, Jaeger, and Fireball.
Speak for yourself. I was fine.
I was like, how about the answer is no? None of that. So, maybe I'm too old now. I got to stick with the same genre of liqueur. You know what I'm saying?
Did you move that microphone? You moved that microphone, didn't you?
I did.
Why?
Does it sound okay?
I put it where I needed it to. Yes.
It's so weird because today we have these beautiful hats because of our guests. So we're not wearing headphones.
Look
so
in
we're
that
not.
camera.
It's not the norm, but we still out here having so much fun. And follow
Jodie
the
Bailey's
YouTubes.
got us adapting to the no headphone thing. I got little earbuds in so I could wear this hat. Small price to pay. Small price to pay.
And we sound amazing. We feel amazing. These hats are life. Yes. My next guest on the RMM show is so special.
Are you going to talk about the Ultra Fancy 5000 now that I have it on screen?
Oh, yeah. Okay. First of all, before we get to Jodie Bailey, there's an amazing Katie Newton fashion show this Saturday. You guys have to work it. Jolliffe, are you playing my Irish music in the background?
Yes.
August 29th, this Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Healing Arts Indy, 805 South Meridian Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46225. You don't want to miss this Ultra Fancy 5000 show. It's a amazing runway show that's happening, and Katie Newton always slays. For real. So I'm excited. My outfit is so cute, and I'll be strutting this outdoor runway on Saturday. Jolliffe, play a few more of those other
Glenn
promo
Bill
videos.
says hello. Hi, guys, he says.
Who says that?
Glenn Bill.
Oh, hi, Glenn Bill, motivational speaker. Jason's also doing another podcast with Glenn Bill. It's amazing.
So many
I feel so awesome in this hat. Glenn Bill is thebomb.com. Y'all need to book him for your next motivational speaker event. Although he only does like really big events, so
that's right.
If you have something huge,
Top
then
dollar,
hit him
baby.
up. Yeah, he's a bomb ass dude. So, wait a minute, what was I just talking about, Joel? Right before that?
Cool stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, play the other promo videos for Katie Newton thing. I made them for you.
Oh, there's more. Okay, hold on.
Why do you hate me, Jodie?
I don't.
But I hope everyone's doing great on this COVID-free Thursday, 7 p.m., 7:05 right now. We have an amazing guest, Jodie Bailey.
Hold on. I'm throwing this up for you. It's on screen.
Yes. Play that Numa Yay.
Yeah, it's playing.
Ultra Fancy 5000 Fashion Show. We promoting this big time. And next week we have Katie Newton on the Renee Michelle Merrifield Show. So excited. 805 Meridian. Y'all be there Saturday. Doors open at 6 p.m. Okay, next video, y'all.
Wow.
I'm so eager to introduce my guest, Jolly.
There, I know.
Those are my feet. Runway show, Katie Newton, Ultra Fancy 5000.
Oh, we need some music up
and go to the next slide.
Oh, you were just running me ragged in this one. There you go. There's your slide.
Oh, wait, it's not working. It was supposed to be video. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Oh, maybe I could.
There we
go. There we go. I just got to hit the space bar. Oh, it's like a 1 second video.
I have confusion.
Oh, there we go. It's playing. There's no information on this.
Yeah, it's just the models, really.
Okay,
and the last one.
Yeah, that one.
Again, thank you to our sponsor, Sushi Boss, and come to the Katie Newton Fashion Show this Saturday. Also, thank you to my future sponsor, Mandy, aka Mandra D4U, anesthesiologist, best in town. She'll take care of your skin, hair, nails. Well, I don't think she does nails, but girl, the waxes. Sure. You have to book Mandra D. Okay.
And really, a shout out to all future sponsors, whoever you are, wherever you might be. This is a good place for you to be.
I'm looking for a shoe sponsor. You know, I always start with my heels up in the show. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, we out here. Is it time, Jolly? Is it finally time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. No, it's not. Stall for another 3 seconds.
Guys, I'm so excited about my next guest, and she's such a true divine art to the world and to human nature. She's a force to be reckoned with. A beautiful friend in person. Jolly, you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, we have special guest, Jodie Bailey. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Who is the Mad Hatter of Indy? Jodie Bailey is a Manila artist who lives and works in Indianapolis, Indiana. Her boutique, Jodie Bailey Hats, is located at the Modern in the North Meridian Historic District. Jodie Bailey's origin story. Cockades, Marabou, and Tool. The pillbox, boater, and beret. She learned this vocabulary as a child on shopping trips with her mother to Robertson's department store. Each Saturday morning, they would head to the bustling city of South Bend from their tiny town of Osceola, Indiana. At the time, this Midwestern manufacturing powerhouse showed no signs of its forthcoming Rust Belt demise. Mid-century post-war consumerism was in high gear. Studebakers were still rolling off the assembly line. The downtown sidewalks were peopled, and the future was bright. Their first stop was always Robertson's, straight to the third floor Manila department, where her mother glided through the serpentine aisles the same way she frosted their Sunday layer cakes, with gentle swoops and curving loops. This rough and tumble tomboy followed obediently as if mom held a buttercream spoon to lick. Jodie Bailey shadowed her mother through a labyrinth of dainty dressing tables and a fantasy land of exotic and otherworldly adornment. Spotlights pinpointed each crowning detail, and all species of feathers quivered come hither. Her mom tried on these confections with measured grace, elbows high and wide with pinkies pointing skyward. She tried on hats as if each one took her to places the road of life had not. One day, Jodie Mothers turned to her for a try. She didn't remember the hat's color or shape, only the thrill of its delicate concoction. It was a short-lived rite of passage. Hats quickly became passé soon after she outgrew the only one she ever owned that was not made for winter warmth. Today, Jodie's beautiful mother watches over her from the heavens, inspiring her as she makes each lovely and unique hat of love. It is my greatest pleasure to introduce to you the one, the only, Jodie Bailey, the Mad Hatter of Indy!
Hello.
There she is.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
You look so fabulous.
Thank you. I have on one of my vintage hats.
It's gorgeous. I love the colors, like a dark blue and white. I mean, what?
And this comes from the era of the story that you just red part of. Yeah.
Yes.
And only I put studs in it. Let's see the studs.
The studs look amazing.
I brought it up to, and this is my special, in my personal collection.
Oh, you are so amazing and talented. I mean, I have seen all of the hats you have made, and girl, they're so unique and precious and amazing. Y'all, Jodie Bailey, everyone. Round of applause. This is Jodie Bailey. Woo! I'm wearing one of her hats, and I look dope. Jolliffe, show us your hat.
Again? Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Snap.
Made for you.
Literally, you look so good. And, I got the honor of walking in your fashion show, Hats and Tats.
Oh, that was so much fun.
That was so much fun. And you gave me this freaking coolest hat. It was a big red and white polka dot hat with the big googly eye in it. Where do you even come up with all of this? I know you've been sewing and it says that your mom taught you to sew when you were in the 5th grade,
Right.
and then you made almost all of your clothes from then on.
I did, and I felt like such a dork. But
they didn't know the level.
Well, later on I found out that the girls always envied me because I designed and made my own clothes, and who knew?
That's always how it happens.
Yeah, I was jealous of them for wearing the department store clothes, so you never know.
Isn't it weird? It's like
J.C. Penney, who was out of business now. So
yeah,
exactly. So the moral of the story is, you was always
Do your
rocking
thing.
it. Yeah.
Do your thing.
People that, I hear this all the time. It's like, oh, people that have straight hair, I wish I had curly hair. People that have curly hair, I wish I had straight hair. You know what I mean? So it's like,
grass is always greener.
Yes.
On the other hat.
And you have always just followed your passion from a young age. I love how influential your mother was on you. That's so sweet. Mom's her life. Don't even, because I'll start crying, girl. You already know I'm a big crybaby. But I've worked with you so many times, and it's just every time I'm so amazed by your caliber and your talent level. It's like, wow, girl, you really do what you love.
Yeah, I never dreamed that when I went to art school, which was my dream, that I didn't get to do after high school, that I would get this graduate degree in sculpture and then start making hats, because I feel like they're little walking sculptures. We become a work of art, right?
Right. Like we are that work of art. It's crazy, your creations. Y'all got to follow Jodie Bailey. Check her out, jodiebaileyart.com. The website is gorgeous. It's got so many of your inspirations, and right now you're really doing great on the headbands and the tiaras and everything.
Tiaras, yeah.
I'm
they're
so
concentrating
beautiful.
on, they're kind of not tiaras. They're kind of, do we want to see one of them?
Yeah, we do.
I did bring one. You want to try it on for us or not?
Yeah, sure. Do you think? Oh yeah, hold on. Let's see. We'll see it. Okay, let me try it on.
Just try it on for a sec.
Yes. Oh.
All the bling.
I mean, it's crazy. We interviewed you for WFYI, Boomer TV. That was amazing. And the Studs building.
Fun. Yeah.
Right? It's such a gorgeous old building.
Oh, I really enjoyed my time there. I was had my studio at the Studs for 5 years.
And you just recently
I just recently moved. I live upstairs from where my new hat shop is, but the hat shop's on ice right now because of COVID. So instead,
freaking COVID.
Damn you,
but
COVID.
I work upstairs. My workroom is upstairs, so I'm just like a little elf. I'm like Santa's elves all by myself.
You are so precious. The things you create are out of this world. Like, I couldn't even... just to walk your work of art with the googly eye and to see... Okay, actually, Jolly, can we roll that WFYI segment that we did a little bit while we talk about this? But I got to see... I took a million pictures of your studio and stuff, and that was kind of what we saw in the intro there. But, you have so many hats. It's so cute. And on your website, it perfectly depicts, too, like, your different hats and stuff. And so COVID is crazy, isn't it, though? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I like
hustle out here.
I like my solitude. That's how I come up with all the ideas. I read crazy stuff.
You're a
look
reader?
at crazy people on YouTube. I stare out the window a lot.
Oh, you know what? You were telling me about this amazing seamstress on Instagram. Do you remember
Yes.
her at?
She is Bernadette Banner, and she is hand stitching late 18th century. So from like 1888 to 1910 is the period of clothing that she is making by hand in her Manhattan apartment. And she just has the most amazing YouTube videos, and they're beautiful to watch. She in herself, her personality is very quirky. She started out in high school doing steampunk sewing.
I love steampunk style so much.
And here she is, this really young woman who also inspired me. It just kind of gave me permission to, put on my crazy hats and rethink what I want to do now that the Kentucky Derby is not going to have guests. So all of those hat orders went away. All the gala hat orders went away.
That's the big hats you made for the derbies and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you've made so many hundreds of hats over the years, and they're all each so unique and beautiful. I mean, we all know what derby hats are,
right?
And just the ones that you
big.
I mean, big, beautiful
big
hats. Well, don't lose all hope about it, baby, because COVID's going to be over soon, and these ladies are going to want their
someday.
They're going to want their their derby hats back.
Right. Well, that's why I'm concentrating on making the beautiful. Listen, if you're on a Zoom meeting, why not wear that?
Exactly. Wear them everywhere. Wear them to the store. Wear them to Kroger.
Right.
Wear them on your Zoom calls.
Right.
Wear them
in
for
your pajamas.
No reason. Yes, exactly. It's every day. And your hat is gorgeous. You said this was from your vintage collection?
This is a 1950s hat. So it's very much like the kinds of hats that my mom longed for. But, she never brought any of those hats home. She didn't go places like that, but that's okay. It really made an impression on me, obviously. But I found this about 20 years ago, I think it was, at Goodwill or something, and I kept it up until recently when I got it out of the box, and I added some little studs. I don't know if you can see the studs.
The studs are fabulous.
So it's
the blue and the white flower.
Yeah, this is like they call it a mushroom hat.
Right. Boop.
So it's fun to wear. You wear something like this and it just changes how you feel about everything.
Yeah, and you know what I absolutely love is that you quote, "I believe nothing turns heads like a woman wearing a fabulous hat."
Right.
That's your quote.
Right.
That's the best quote ever. Doesn't it just change it? Like a woman is like, yes. I mean, well, I love it.
Well, when you walk into a room, of course everybody looks at all of you, but once the room fills up, they can't see your gorgeous shoes. We get to enjoy our gorgeous shoes because all we have to do is look down, right? But a hat is going to stand out. Talk about turning heads.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I can't believe you've been sewing that long. I've always wanted to learn how to sew, and I saw your studio when we did the WFYI shoot. You have it's a beautifully perfect little hat studio. You have layers and layers and boxes of little beads and sequins and all these things. I mean, you're creating these hats from scratch. It's crazy, and you're just adding to them. There's so many different hats that you made, like the alien one, the googly-eyed one, the derby ones, the pearl one that was a swirly that went up. That was awesome.
Right.
I mean, there's so many.
Speaking of that segment, do you want to watch it?
Yes, please, Joel.
Yeah, let's watch it right now.
So this is Jodie Bailey on WFYI. That's prime time, people. She's famous.
There I am. There's my other studio.
We're all jazzed up
lights.
here with Jodie Bailey here at her hattery in downtown Indianapolis in the Stutz building, where we are getting a look at some of the magic and artistry that goes into some pretty phenomenal headpieces. Jodie,
Just watch
I
some
love
of
what I'm
this.
wearing. I love what you're wearing. How did you get into this? This is a passion that you've really turned into a profession.
It is when my mom passed away in 2003 of a brain aneurysm. They had shaved her head. And back then, I had this idea of starting a business, making hats for women experiencing hair loss.
Wow.
A year ago, I decided now is the time. I was 47 years old when I first started going to college, and I was pursuing a costume design degree. And I learned a lot about costume history and the making of costumes. This built upon my skills when in the 6th grade, my mom taught me how to sew.
Wow.
Began my teaching and sewing. So I translated these sculpture skills, these costume skills, my long-term love of sewing skills, and basically they're little sculptures.
And hats have really seen their highlighted times throughout the ages of fashion. What is it about a hat that seems timeless to you?
Well, I think it's the attention that you get with a hat. Quite frankly, women have been wearing hats to say, here I am. This is my crowning glory. We know about women with church hats. So it's my philosophy that it can help embolden you, or bold women wear hats. Yeah. That's one of my favorite taglines. Bold women wear hats.
This is bold. You've got to tell me kind of the story behind this.
I was inspired by Best Ben hats. The Mad Hatter of Chicago, he's called.
I've got to see this.
Yeah, so the underside has some architecture too. We have little clips that keeps it on your head. And my friend called me up one day and said, I was just at Goodwill and I bought you 5 bags of aliens.
Ah, that's a good friend.
Yes, so this is called Picnic Area 51. Yes,
That's
little
hilarious.
aliens, little cupcakes, watermelon. They're having a great time.
Now, Jodie, this one is an eye catcher. I've got to say it's one of my favorites that I'm seeing now. I mean, this took some time. This is some detailed work.
This one, I literally started with a wire spiral. And so one day I woke up and thought pearls.
All right, that's enough reminiscing
Yeah,
from the past.
The pearl, I can't believe that. It's like a wedding cake, but it's a hat.
Yeah. Those are incredible.
I can't
Yeah, it was
believe
so
you
much
do
fun.
this. Like, wow. So I'm going to rock these because these are the ones you're currently selling and making. And obviously still making hats, I'm sure, if someone custom requested it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know what the word is, repertoire or whatever. Like, your whole, you have made some hats. Joff, let's pull up JodieBaileyArt.com. So amazing. So I love your bio. I mean, you were born in Mishawaka, which is where Jason was also born, right by there, right?
Nearby.
Shout out to Mishawaka.
And we done a few TV shows down there with Craig Wallen. I don't know if you recognize that name, but he's a big TV personality down there. And it's just that's a great place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It was a good place to grow up.
Michigan,
I
Indiana.
spent all my time in the woods, in the creek. I was such a tomboy.
And I love that you were a tomboy because I was a huge tomboy and still am to this day.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what, Jodie, do you want to know something about me that most people, unless they knew me, know?
Oh, do tell.
So you said do tell. So I was such a big tomboy, and I wore a red backwards hat for probably 6 or 7 years. They made me take it off during school hours, but
yes.
I wore it every day for years, and I wore these like long basketball shorts with like matching. I would have different colored basketball shorts with like matching
that's
tees.
great.
And so I was like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? I had like the matching shorts and shirt and my red hat. And then when I turned a freshman, I literally, because I was for some reason freakishly tall my whole life, LOL. And so I was just like, boom, I don't want to dress like this anymore. So I've always stayed a tomboy, but my fashionista side came out, and I believe in fashion as like making it. I believe that you make it your own. So, I mean, my fashion is confusing. Sometimes people would be like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting polka dots and stripes together? I purposely try to confuse people with my fashion.
Well, yeah.
And ever since my freshman year, I was like, I wore heels every day. I wore random stuff. I lived like 2 minutes from the high school, and people were like, Renee, did you wake up at like 6 a.m. to
Get ready?
pull this outfit off? I'm like, I literally woke up like 3 minutes ago, put my makeup on in
Some things
the
never
first
change.
period. And I just always been a fashionista weirdo. And
Oh.
you feel that. You love fashion. Fashion, you said
But it
yourself,
took me
fashion
a
geek.
long time. It took me a long time. I kind of went kicking and screaming, quite frankly. I think it was probably 7th grade. My mom decided it was time to clean me up and kind of girl me up. So she took me to her hairdresser. And I'll never forget this. She and this hairdresser, they're just talking over me, and she's working on my hair, and they continue to talk. And I was never given a mirror to see what my hair looked like. So we left and walked down the sidewalk, and I looked into the big pane glass window, and this woman had given me a beehive hairdo.
What does that mean? Like honeycombs?
The big hairdo that goes a bouffant that kind of
Like
goes up like a
tease it
cone
and
shape.
it's like-
Yes, I just burst out crying.
Oh,
Because I was a little tomboy. I wanted to go
Yeah.
outside and play, and
You're like, I'm
so
trying to be BA, not
instead I just
fancy
got
right
a
now.
super short pixie cut. So that the pixie is kind of stuck with me.
The pixie cut, I mean, no one could pull that off. And I adore it. I wish I could go like that. I swear. I mean, this hair is too much, my friend.
It's great. Yeah, it's
But
great
your
to have a
pixie
phase
cut-
where you're all too much hair. I did that too.
I think I'm ready.
yeah.
Oh yeah, big hairs. It happens, and then you just like want to chop it all off, right?
yeah.
How liberating is that? Just chop it.
Oh, it feels
And
so
it's
good.
so pretty. It fits your beautiful face perfectly too. And your purple hair. Is that your favorite color?
Yes, I must admit.
Do you like
Since
Prince?
black and white aren't technically colors.
Right, they're the absence of colors
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah. I usually wear black and white, but purple, pink, like this color of pink is fun to wear too.
And can I add that you look so fabulous
Oh,
tonight?
thank
As always,
you,
you're always
thank
just so
you.
fabulous.
It's fun to get dressed up now and then. You know,
yeah.
now that
mean,
we're all home and my workshop is at home, so, I can stay in stretchy clothes all day long. It's fabulous.
Hey,
I must
isn't
admit.
it kind of fun to just sit in our pajamas a little more than usual?
Well,
Or no, is it not for you?
I
Because
just-
for me, I'm like,
I
I'm
would
kinda
never go
liking
out in my
this.
stretchy clothes.
I like to
trust
have
me.
the choice of being in my, at home in my stretchy clothes rather than
Yes.
forced.
Exactly.
COVID.
Olive, Randy was like, I like stretchy clothes.
Stretchy clothes are great.
Yeah.
Pajamas.
I
love
work
them.
in stretchy clothes. Actually, I put on a pair of jeans and a shirt because I do get dirty, believe it or not.
Oh, I
Making
bet,
hats,
you
there's
know?
glue, there's
all kinds of stuff.
threads, there's
You
needles.
poke
that
yourself.
Oh, just today I got myself a good one.
Oh, no.
I'm learning how to pay attention when I get poked instead of discovering it by seeing the blood on the hat.
You've done it so long, you just be
Yes,
poked a lot.
Yes.
You know what? You told me before the show the funniest thing I've ever heard, like in my life so far.
Oh,
Do you
what
know
did I
I'm
say?
talking-
Remind me.
These old-fashioned hats, how they have like a death weapon inside of them.
Oh, a hat pin.
Guys, this is like a half a foot long. Can anyone
Yeah, it's
see
about
this?
6 inches. This is
So-
one of my smaller
She
ones.
said this is the smaller one.
I have a big one, but it was the wrong color.
So back in in the 60s, 70s, they would literally use this maybe as defense
No,
earlier?
like 1900, 1910.
Oh, like
and the
when-
women wore their hair up in these big updos.
Yes.
And the hats, the inside of the hats were big enough to hold all that hair.
Right.
Right?
Like a beehive.
Yeah, so they had these huge hat pins, and they would put the
Oh.
hat, so the hat pin would go through the hat and through the bun and come out the other side.
Right.
But they also used them as weapons, self-defense weapons.
I
For those
absolutely
times when
love
you
this.
have to go up against the Yakuza, you got a long sword.
I absolutely. She said this was my small one. It's literally
this is
like
my-
7 inches long. I'm like, you could literally kill someone with this pin, the small pin.
They're hard to find.
And-
Maybe I should be designing hat pins too.
Yeah, girl, self-defense hats. We stab you with them. You
I
can
pulled up
stab
the-
literally anywhere and probably hurt them.
I pulled up the website, Renee. You going to talk about the
Oh
website?
yeah.
It's getting awkward
Everybody
for
needs to
everyone.
follow
That's-
Jodie BaileyArt.com. Her website's beautiful. Look at this, and you can see her full bio right there on the right.
And her purple
the
hair.
Hatter. I absolutely love this woman. She's so amazing. Her bio is beautiful. Great montage to her late mother, which has so inspired you.
Oh my.
Yes.
And I cried when I read it. I was like,
Oh.
girl, that's so hard.
It's a story. It's a story.
It's a beautiful story, and I love that, from my bio, I talk about, the store that you love to go to, the Robertsons, right? But then it kind of turned on you a little bit. You were like, no, now there's all these weird
Yeah.
things. And then what was the hat that you went and grabbed for your mama? Remember, it was like in your bio, it was like a white tipped. I forget what it was, but yeah, I mean, that's just so sweet,
Yeah, she was a big influence. She taught me a lot, and she allowed me to be me.
Right.
I think she was worried. I think my dad was more worried about being a tomboy than my mom was.
Yeah, it's
But-
just like,
Yeah.
tomboy, no, it's supposed,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be girly.
Yeah. So I didn't get girly until probably I was upper high
20,
school.
or yeah,
Well,
18, 19, 20.
the dresses were super short then. That was the first mini skirt and hot pants
Ooh,
phase.
I wish I was a teenager back then.
yeah.
Why am I so
They were hot.
93?
They were hot. I guess that's when I got girly, but
Isn't it? It's weird how it happens all of a sudden, like boom.
Yeah,
like, but the
right.
tomboy stays within you forever.
Right.
Like, I'm still ready to have a mud fight anytime.
Well, call me.
I will. I remember still having mud fights, but like as long as there's no rocks up in the mud, because then you randomly get hit. But nobody wants to get hit by a rock.
Right, and the mud puddles and everything.
Yeah, let's roll around in some mud. Let's go paintballing. Let's do some dirt biking. I don't know. Whatever. What do tomboys do? They.
Wow,
Oh,
you've
I
been
was
out of
on
the
my
game for a
bike.
long time.
I was on my bike all the time. That's how I spent my time, and I'd go into the woods and go play in the creek, and then the girls started to play with dolls inside, and I just thought that was boring. So I hung out with the guys. That's why they called me one of the. So I grew up in Osceola.
Yeah,
to say it
Osceola.
correctly.
I did not.
Osceola.
I tried before. I practiced it like a million times, and I kept saying
It's a
it
Native
wrong.
American.
It.
Yeah, it's a Native American.
Y'all
name.
know because you grew up right by there.
Right.
That's right. Shout out to the O-Town.
Yeah. So I was one of the OC boys.
And the guys treated you like one of the guys.
They
That's
did
how
until
I always was
until
you
the
turned
summer that I
69.
grew up and suddenly needed an extra garment that I had never had to wear before. And suddenly the game changed. The game changed completely. I was so confused.
Isn't that the worst? It's hard being a lady. I mean, you an awesome tomboy, badass, all of a sudden hanging with your dude friends all the time. You're cool, and then boom! Boobies. But that's how it happens. You wake up overnight, and then it's like you're developed, and you're like, I'm a woman. It's weird. I mean, guys, they come to school one day, and they're like the day before, they're like, hello, how are you doing? And they're like, hi.
No, that's not
it
all of a
literally
sudden.
happens like that.
There's
girls
cracking. There's the cracking of the voice.
I mean, they changed dramatically from high to low. Do you remember that back in the middle school?
I kind of don't remember that much.
I blacked out my whole past, so I have no idea.
Well, I don't necessarily revel in my past, but I'm a huge history geek. I love history. Well, my undergraduate degree is in art history. And I wrote about the clothing that were in the paintings, that the women were wearing in the paintings, and what those clothes meant, what they symbolized, and how they were constricting or not. And so
that's so amazing. I would love to read that if you want to send it my way sometime. I mean, what's it called when people was like my thesis or whatever it's called, like their college paper? Yours was probably on fashion art.
Yeah, I did a whole survey. My undergrad, I did a whole survey about women who made art using, like, making dresses that had some symbolic meaning and different ways of reinterpreting the dress. But the geek in me suddenly got reawakened by Bernadette Banner, and then my love for reading, and I have always had this. I don't know if you noticed on my website when you looked at it, but I have Hat Rescue.
I saw that.
So if someone has grandma's hats in their closet,
broken down,
and they don't know what to do with them,
send them to Jodie Bailey.
Hat Rescue. I will rescue your hats
and turn it into the most beautiful creation.
You can contact me through the website.
Here it is right here. You click on the little Hat Rescue.
There's a Hat
thing.
Rescue.
JodieBaileyArt.com. Hat Rescue. I know.
And then some of them I'll completely, I transform them. I take off all the frowsy, dusty stuff. I clean them up. I reinvent them. Just like this is a minor reinvention with the studs in it. And I've got some fabulous wool hats, like felt hats with big brim that I'm going to be working on for this fall.
Oh my God!
And then the flip side of that, another aspect of the history is I've been taking a journey into my mother's mothers through Ancestry.com.
And you told me about this just a few minutes before the show, and I'm so excited. So this is going to be your next big project, your next big line.
It's kind of like my COVID project.
It's so exciting. It's like you said, you had, you thought about it. You were just like, oh, COVID, what the heck? And then you were like, you know what? I'm going to make a line for all of the women ancestors in your family. So even though they are no longer with us, you're going to maybe try and find their personality, do some research, and see, and make a hat for each one of your grandmas, great-grandmas, great-great-great.
Yeah, of the era. Each era, each generation of women would have had completely different fashion.
Right.
And there's Not a lot. You
so
can find out about their
cool.
personalities. Unfortunately, I don't have access to any diaries or anything like that.
Right. So you have to kind of
But-
guesstimate a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, but well, there's a lot of
Creative
historical information out there, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
there's some. You could find their personalities,
Yeah.
maybe make something.
So I'll
towards
share that on YouTube. I'll show people how
That'll be so
how these hats were
cool.
designed, how they were made, how they were worn. I'm not going to go so far as to wear the big outfit, but you know, I have a friend who has got this vast costume collection. So I might get her as a model because all of her clothing fits her.
Yes.
So that's
It'll-
kind of the new
I am
little
so
COVID
excited.
venture.
Just to see the year for each hat, that as it goes
Yeah.
back in your ancestry
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
that is so amazing, Jody.
Because 100 years ago was the we remember it as the flappers.
Right, with the
Right?
strings and the
Yeah.
little.
But there was
I
a
love the
lot more
flapper
to
girls.
it than that. Women were a lot more varied than that. Those were usually the girls who, like you
Like
and
to have
me,
fun.
did what we wanted to do, right?
We did what we wanted to do. We
That's
didn't,
right.
We didn't care what nobody thought about it.
Just
Can
go
you
have
imagine
fun.
being back then and like just being judged for being fun and being artistic? It's like, get
Right.
off me.
they were terribly judged.
Yeah, I mean, they were just being awesome.
But there were huge fashion movements in terms of hats. Unfortunately, a species of birds went extinct because they were being hunted for these hats.
Oh, like the feathers.
Yeah, well, that
Back in the
doesn't happen anymore.
1800s or.
Yeah. Now I only used feathers that are sourced through birds dropping their feathers.
See, you're such a sweet doll. That's amazing. You even care about your feathers like
well,
that.
I'm into
You know what I mean?
sustainability
Yeah,
and
and then the
repurposing and
Yeah, we're not plucking no feathers. We're
No.
using the ones they fell on the ground
right,
already.
right. But they are hard to find, and I use them.
And they're probably expensive, like peacock feathers or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I already know. Absolutely love your background. I mean, you were a floor designer for 15 years, right?
I was.
And then costume design
Right.
and manage a costume shop.
At Indiana Repertory Theater, I was the
That's
assistant
crazy.
manager.
That's like my dream gig, honestly. Like, I can't imagine every day waking up, being
yeah.
my musician self and be like, I'm managing a costume shop. I'd like try everything on every day. I'd be like different characters.
Oh, it was great fun. Every year for Christmas, IRT does a Christmas carol.
Oh,
So those costumes are the big hoop skirts and
right.
oh, it was lots of
That's
fun.
so
So
fun,
much
Jody.
fun.
I love it. And you were a full-time art student and then
Right.
art center director, education manager of art. I mean, girl, and then
Yeah, worked in
did I say
museums.
millinery, right? Millinery, which
Millinery.
is
Yeah.
you make hats for directed towards women essentially.
Yes.
And so you started that in your own arts business in 2017 until
Right.
present.
Yeah.
So, wow. And I mean, but you've been sewing since you were 5.
Yeah, well, that's what I really enjoy is all those little stitches. You know, there was a time when that kind of work drove me wild. It gave me time to think about things I didn't want to think about
You're
because
just like raging in your mind,
well,
like doing this individual.
life was a little crazy. You know, I've had these. I've lived with some crazy people.
We've had our ups and downs.
So when I did the stitching back then, it was just, it gave me time to think about things that were very monumental to think about. But
Right.
now, you know, I'm quiet. I live by myself. I could just stitch happily.
like,
and there's
doo-doo.
podcasts now.
There's podcast, the
Wait,
Jodie
what?
Bailey
It's
podcast.
great. Yeah, I could just listen to anything. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is so awesome. And you know, Jolliffe, do we have footage of the Hats and Tats fashion show?
Oh, yes.
No, actually, I don't think we have footage, but we have some
Photos.
photos. I love the
Yeah.
photos we got together.
I
I'm
would
like
be-
hugging you. You're so cute. You had your school hat on. I mean, you just had hats for all these people. It was a red velvet carpet affair in the Stutz building. It was so awesome.
I will be happy to pull that up, but first, and before we forget, like we forgot last
Oh
time.
yeah, we forgot last
yes.
time, Jody. We have a $25 Amazon gift card winner, and we're gonna choose. But I think Jody should tell us when to stop.
We're gonna
Jolliffe, have
do-
we picked
no,
the winner
it's not
yet?
that kind of a thing. I just push
Oh,
I
okay.
click a button and it's.
Well, she
so
can say
I wa-
stop, and then
There's no stopping. It's
Oh,
literally
well,
one
never
click
mind.
and then it starts. So here we go. We're gonna pick
here
it.
is the winner of the 20. If it's Austin again, I'm gonna scream bloody murder. $25
I will deny
Amazon gift
his
card.
victory. Okay, here we go. And
You guys can
click.
win this by
Who is it? It's
Rob
Kaler.
Kaler.
All right.
Rob, you just got
Taylor.
$25 Amazon
job.
gift card. Thank you guys so much for following and always participating. We love our viewers and the comments that you guys share. You can always
Rob
comment
Taylor.
on the feed or tweet #RMM show if you want to be featured. But we love all the interaction you guys give us and stuff. And I'm so glad, Jodie, we aren't doing the drinking poll anymore. It was
That's a lie.
awful.
I know for a fact that's a lie. She's being nice.
Okay,
she
fine.
loves it.
I
She
was
misses
okay
it.
with it, but
She
I
loves
was
getting
like,
hammered on.
no. You know what I mean? It's like, ew. I mean, they had me when I was younger, in my younger 20s, I could drink anything. I had a stomach of steel.
Really?
I always been a tank, and now I'm 27.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
It's hard out here, you know. I'm just like, no, I can't be mixing anymore. The poll was every 15 minutes of the show, so maybe 4 times if we do an hour show or longer, it's like, should we do a tequila shot, a Jaeger bomb shot, which I hate Jaeger, or a Fireball?
My favorite.
I'm like, y'all seriously trying to? They had me doing all these different shots.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Well,
No.
see, back in the 70s, we did that at home and in the
For
bar.
fun.
Yeah, that was just Friday night.
Why was I not like 17 in the 70s? You know
it
what
was
I mean?
fun. It was great fun. Once I got out of the house, I moved out when I was 18. Got my own place. Started working in the flower shop, my boyfriend's parents' flower shop.
So you love flowers. It's instilled within you.
Yeah. I became a single mom, and I realized that I just couldn't support my son being a florist. So that's when I veered off into one of my other many careers. All creative, though.
All fashion, arts,
Yeah.
stuff. Good.
Creative livelihoods. I'm lucky that way. Yeah, I've made those conscious choices.
Isn't that just beautiful to have lived a life where you have done what you love instead of just kind of doing something?
It's a challenge.
It
to
is
do what
a
you love, you
challenge.
have to.
You sacrifice a lot of money.
You have to
and-
make some hard choices. Yeah, but
But it's just like, it's not about the money, really. Yeah, we need the money to like feed ourselves and our sons.
it should be
But
about the money. I mean, we should be rewarded for our creativity, right?
and isn't that amazing how after you do it for a while, you start to realize your worth? Like, I've always had problems with it. And then finally, you know, with Jolloff's help, I've just been like,
Who's
I
Jolloff?
always have undercharge and like, I'll be like, I'll
Yes.
charge you $1. You know what I mean? Like, I never did it for the money, but then it's just like, you realize as you get older, it's like, this is a craft that it deserves to be paid high
Right.
dollar for, honey.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
especially with what you're doing. You're creating these hats by hands and these creations, headbands, hats, you know, all of this stuff. And you're literally doing it by hand. Oh, look at us, Jodie. We are
oh, that's
adorable.
my favorite.
Look at you. This is the googly-eyed hat I was telling you guys about in the Jodie Bailey Hats and Tats show. I'm wearing Katie Newton. She made this outfit out of rubber tires, and I just absolutely, I love this so much. I wish we had footage of this show. I could never find it, but
Well, we were supposed to get footage of it, but
and it
was.
went to something happened, right? And
We had
never
to
could
roll
find
up
it.
our sleeves and make that happen in spite of
I
forces
should
that
have
were
ran
kind
a
of
tripod, girl. I would have handed it to you the next day, the footage. I remember walking down. I actually had my extra tall black high heels on. Look at those
There
things.
you are.
You can't tell
There
from
you
there,
are.
but these heels are like 17 million feet high.
Wow, that's really high.
Man, I just popped my knee out of socket yesterday, and I'm walking in Katie Newton's fashion show. I'm like, what is 27? I'm like, seriously, I just popped my knee out? Like, have you ever done that? Or have you like injured yourself ever?
Oh, well, yes.
Ever?
My latest injury is I took a tumble forward, and I tripped on. I was moving too fast, just basically.
Me,
You know,
literally.
You should pick up
Tasmanian
your feet.
devil.
Yeah, you should pick up your feet when you're moving at a higher rate of speed. And my knee hit the concrete, and I heard it pop.
Oh my God, are you okay?
that was not recently.
But it's still, I
It was
feel that
recently, but not recently.
If you hit the concrete, that
I
is
was.
an owie.
That's when my tomboy came out to play.
Yeah, it's so aggravating.
Don't cry, don't need a. It's not a boo boo, you know. But you have to take care of yourself then
Right.
to keep it from.
I keep hurting
getting
myself,
worse.
and I'm like, can I seriously stop, please? Like a few weeks ago, or I was
Well,
like,
that's not living.
It's not. It's really not. And this COVID thing got me all messed up. I only function if I'm walking in heels. If I'm in flats, I like bump and fall into everything. It's really weird. My feet are like boom, arched.
Oh, sure.
And so the other day, I was standing on, he has this new system. I'm sidetracking here, but Jason has this new system with our vents. He bought these big magnets. He puts them on the vents so it all funnels into the studio, right? It's nice and cool in here.
Yeah.
Gets a little warm in here.
So one time I was like drinking, right? I think it was after a show actually, and we were heavily drinking. I jump up on this little stool that I've had since I was like 15, literally like 10, 12 years I've had it. And the stool gave way, and it was like broken looking after. I fall. I started crying, but I was like drinking. Jason was like, he kind of blew me off, like, oh, you're fine. And then like he felt bad
Why
the next day.
Why do you make me out to sound like a bad guy?
He felt bad. He's like, I'm so
concerned
sorry.
The next day
He was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were actually hurt. But like my whole leg was black and blue. I had like bruises on my
herself a lot when
ribs.
she's drunk.
Yeah.
I fell like really hard, and my whole half my leg was bruised. I'm like, I'm too old for this. I can't be doing this anymore. And then last night I just moved wrong and my knee pops out of socket, and I got a fashion show to walk in.
Well, you'll adapt. You'll figure out how to
I'm
work
gonna walk real
it.
slow, like boom.
Get yourself a cane.
Boom.
Twirl the cane. Work it.
Yes,
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I'll just like walk with it. Or maybe I could use my baseball bat, baby, and walk with that, and just kind of use it as a cane. It's a little shorter than a cane, but so okay.
You'll turn it into a creative.
Yeah, I mean, how do you do this, Jody? Like,
That's completely from scratch.
cute.
I thought we were talking about
No,
the Mad
it's
Hatter
not.
show, Renee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
then
the Hats
and Tats show?
Keep showing
Hats and
those
Tats.
pics. That's my best
So
friend
that-
Sarah Harvey. There's my googly-eyed hat.
Oh, there it is. That's a great picture of it.
How did you do this?
Oh, and you were so great because I said all you have to do is stop mid-runway and turn around and go.
And you already
And you
knew. I
did.
worked it.
You did. It was so cool.
I've only been in a few fashion shows where they let us have that expressive freedom to stop in the middle of the runway. So basically you stop in the middle, and you stop at the end, and vice versa, coming back down the runway. I love runways like that give me the freedom, because as a model, they just basically want you to be a walking hanger. So, with the fashion weeks and stuff like that, I've had the honor to walk in a lot of shows, but you don't get to really express yourself. And so in this fashion show, I just felt like, wow, I could really express myself. I was walking in my real tall heels, so I was like 6'5", and I absolutely loved it. And the googly eye.
Yeah. Well, one of the models in the show, Adriana Fanta,
I remember her, yes.
she
Beautiful.
bought that hat
She did.
and took it to Chicago and wears it at the drag shows. And
Was it not you that said you wanted me to have little buns?
Yes.
I absolutely love that.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I've never done my hair in this, and now I want to more. It was kind of like a Kylo Ren feel, but with just little
Right.
buns all around, and then the big hat. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
You really
had-
rocked it.
You had that vision, and it just so worked. And then Katie Newton's outfit with the rubber tires. I'm like, y'all, I'm lucky right now. This is amazing. This is in the Stoltz building. There was like vintage cars up in there. I just, of course, used my self timer, and I was taking me a photo shoot. I ventured off.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, everybody was just so great. I just kind of put a call out. Actually, I had something fall through, and I was ready to cancel the show because the list of models that were supposed to be delivered to me weren't going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I called up Katie and said, would you be interested in modeling? I want people who have ink and who can be scantily clad, basically. Wear black, scantily clad, showing off their collection of ink, and then put them in one of my hats.
Right.
And so she's the one that put out the call and got all but 4 of the models came through Katie and her connections, and
Katie
she was in
is
it,
a
of course.
bomb-ass person.
Yeah, it was a great show. You all were
It was
just
so amazing.
Yeah.
And just having it at the Stutz building and the red carpet affair. I mean, it was so freaking awesome.
Yeah, someday we'll get to do something like that again, won't we? We hope.
We will. And I already know, I'm there. I'll help scout your younger models. Confidence. Walk with purpose.
Well, I'm really curious. Next week when I watch your show, I want to hear all about how the outdoor runway show went. I already
Yeah.
have plans for Saturday. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately.
That's okay. We're gonna have Jolliffe record it for me,
Oh,
and we're
nice.
gonna.
No, not recording.
Yep, you
Nope, I'm there as a spectator. I'm
No,
sorry.
Oh, he's
no,
a spectator.
I'm a
no.
spectator.
I
don't
might
get
have to
get
juggle
record it.
things and get myself out there to this.
No, Jollif's gonna record it, and I'm gonna set up some tripods too, just in case. But I think his assistants. No, we're gonna get Jolliffe and his assistant
Nope,
recording.
nope. We are there to
Nope.
enjoy.
Nope.
Just
Nope.
no. Sorry to poo-poo
big
this
fat,
on here, but
my big fat Greek wedding. The woman is the neck, and she can turn the man
not a real
Oh.
thing.
the
It's
way
not a real
she
thing.
wants.
Well, it was this, I've used that quote often, and it was, your father just thinks he's the head of the family. I'm the neck that turns the head.
Anyway, is that the quote?
That's the quote.
Literally, I changed it
You
over the
butchered it.
years.
Oh,
I
it's-
paraphrased there.
It's just such an amazing quote.
Isn't that great? Because it's so true. Because, like, obviously men and women both have their characteristics. You know what I mean? It's like men are so animalistic and they're rawr, and they're just providers or whatever. But women, though, women are awesome. I mean, so are men. I mean, seriously. But
Well,
I mean,
and women have always been strong.
We're so strong.
mentioned this little genealogical, trip down rabbit hole. Literally, it's like Alice in Wonderland. And one of my ancestors came from Germany. She was recently widowed, and she
no.
brought her 3 children to America in the late 1700s. That's a strong woman.
and
That's
I can't
a
imagine
bold
it because
woman.
at that time, I mean, what was you doing in a buggy? How did you? I mean, I don't know the details.
Well, you don't
exactly.
take a buggy across the ocean.
Okay, a ship, which was scary at the time. and
right.
Malaria. Who else knows?
Well,
what's
those are
going
kind of the geek in me. I want to know what that ship was. I want to.
Yes.
It was
Have
no
you
ocean
found
line.
any research on that?
Oh, I'm still working on all of that.
You're finding
And
it.
it's sometimes I
So
say
intriguing.
my brain is like a tree, and my thoughts are like the squirrel in the tree. But
We're
they
rooted,
all-
but we're jumping
rooted,
around.
and all the thoughts are connected, and the squirrel is having the time of her life.
Squirrel.
So,
That's so neat.
that's the wonderful thing about finding out about your past that
Yeah.
used to be invisible.
Are you Irish, German? Obviously
My
German.
Bailey ancestor does come from Dublin.
Ooh,
Yes.
Dublin. I always wanted to go to
So
Dublin.
I have Irish roots, I have English roots,
Nice.
I have Bavarian roots,
Ooh.
and I have Strasbourg.
Ooh, what's that?
Strasbourg is
Little-
is between Germany and France, and they speak this hybrid. Some of them speak, it's kind of like Canada. Some of them speak French, and some of them speak German. And my ancestor was bouncing back and forth from France to Strasbourg. And
Let's go, Jodie.
Yeah,
I need a travel buddy.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're gonna be traveling around the world
Only-
soon and doing some fun stuff. But I've been dying to go to my people's. My family lives in Belgium. I have 3
my
cousins
son
that
has
live there.
ancestors from Belgium too.
Really?
Yeah.
My cousin, Antoine, so I have 3 cousins. My uncle is from Scotland and Belgium, and my aunt and uncle are both from Scotland, Belgium. And my 3 cousins are about my age. They all live in Belgium. And my cousin Antoine came
Really?
here. He lived here for about 2 years, worked at Amazon, and then he just moved back a few months ago, back to Belgium right before Corona. And I'm like, no, I miss you. But I do want to travel to Ireland, Scotland.
Yes.
I'm very, very Irish.
How was one very Irish?
Like very, very.
What does that mean?
But I really want to do the ancestor
what
and
does
me
that-
thing too. I know. What is that exactly? And Jolliffe, aren't you the redheaded engine or whatever it's called?
I am not the redheaded engine, but my ancestor was the redheaded engine. Indian fellow and a Irish lass got together. So yeah,
I love it.
Same from the same tribe as Pocahontas, which is like Powantas or something like that. I gotta look up the notes, but
We really
yeah.
need to. Have you done the the 50andMe, whatever it's called?
23andMe.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I don't want my blood on the internet.
Dude, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I don't want no FBI's following me or nothing like that, but I do would like.
But
to
there is a
see.
story about Cherokee that in the Bailey family that my 4th great-grandfather married, presumably a woman of Cherokee descent. So there's all this conversation that my far off distant relatives are sharing that there is some DNA, Native American DNA in these people's bloods, but nobody can track her down. Nobody can say who she is. She was some third wife of somebody who was never mentioned.
That's
just
you
kind
better
of invisible.
not never mention me.
Yeah, don't talk about
You
me.
better write me in the
Say my
history
name.
books. Say my name, say my name. 500 years from now, babe. Say baby
Squirrel.
Renee, babe. Anyways, yes.
Yeah,
say
so
my name.
I've always been very, very curious about the Cherokee Nation as a result and their story. But,
yeah.
I can't make any claims.
Wouldn't it be so
whatsoever.
nice to know, like, just, what's that movie with Thermo with Adam Sandler where he could see his whole life or whatever back and forward? I forget what the movie is, but
Yeah, I don't remember.
it's a movie with Adam Sandler, and he's this remote where he can see his past and his future. I don't know. I don't think you could see his future, but wouldn't that be cool to see our ancestors? Like,
Oh, yeah.
and then our lives and stuff, and just
Yeah.
just be able to see
That's
that.
why I want to make these women hats.
They are loving it, and so it brings them to their it brings them back, right? I mean,
Well, I've learned that I have to teach myself. I thought, well, I really want to expand my skills. So how do I expand my skills? And so I'm not going to go to school in England. I already have a master's degree. I'm not going to move to England and go to fashion school where millinery is a minor. You can't really focus
you're
on
like,
it.
girl, this is my life.
So I've done school. I'm happy with my degrees. And then there's things online called the Hat Academy. But I looked at the Hat Academy and
And you're way above
I
them.
know I already know what they're selling.
You're like,
So-
I am the Mad Hatter.
So
I
there-
do not need your Hat Academy.
there are all of these old books from the 1800s and the early 1900s that are free from Google books, and I'm just downloading these books, and I'm going to work my way through them and teach myself new skills
Oh my gosh.
that way. And then, of course, what will happen is once I've made these little hats from history, and I'll have YouTube videos on this, then that will start to transform the kinds of hats that I make. Oh, I can't, it's going to be, you think my hats are crazy now. Just wait. They are just going to be fabulous.
Your hats are so amazing. And I noticed you have, I already know you've created hundreds of hats. You only have a few on your website. I mean, the hats I've
They're
seen.
gone. They're gone.
They
They're
sell
gone.
out.
Yeah.
Joff, can we pull up her website again and show some hats that she's
Sure.
made? I mean,
Yeah, show the
seriously?
hat gallery.
I mean, and you have made the little alien hat. I was with the little guys. It's so cute.
Yeah, I had
And
a man.
right now
I had a man
she's-
buy that hat.
See, they're for women, so millinery, but some men like to
He
buy
loved
our
that
hats.
hat. He lives in my building, and so I live upstairs and I work upstairs, and then the hat shop is off of the lobby.
Right.
And so people look in my hat shop window because I'm only open by appointment. Oh, that's one of my favorite.
I love
Yeah.
this. It's so Halloween.
Actually, she's for sale. I just need to load it onto my e-commerce site.
I would buy it if I wasn't terrified of spiders, but it's perfect for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I love Halloween. It is my heart and soul.
Yeah, I have some
Besides music.
I'm going to be loading all of the Halloween. I don't know who's going to go anywhere. Maybe Halloween parties. I don't know.
I always throw these, Jodie, I always throw these big Halloween parties. And a few years, well, I don't know, it was a year ago, I threw a March 27th, my birthday, Halloween costume party. And so in March, everyone was like, it was a big party. And then I've thrown like
fun.
2 or 3 Halloween parties, but I still want to throw in this year, but maybe with just selected groups of people because of COVIDs and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you come if I just had like maybe 10, 12 people?
I don't know because I'm
Way to put
You're
her on
like,
the
I'm,
spot.
I'm in a specific category.
You're so sweet, and I'm so
very-
grateful that you even came to me. We're very clean here. We always
Yeah,
sanitize everything.
you
but
reassured me that I'd be safe and you'd be
yeah.
safe from.
Isn't this COVID stuff awful?
Yeah, well, I miss faces. It's so wonderful to see your face.
No.
By the way, I am
I don't have to
under
wear
here.
There
lipstick
she is.
anymore. Yeah, those glasses are absolutely fabulous. By the way, I love them,
No, they're-
and I love you. You're
Oh, I
so
love
cute.
you too. Yeah, this is, and
so
you
much
look
fun.
amazing with that crown.
Guys, Jodie Bailey is now going on a new adventure making these
Crowning your
crowns.
glory.
I mean, you have to contact her for custom made stuff. This is friggin' amazing. And it's so perfect. It just fits perfectly atop my head. I love it.
Yeah, now that my hands are starting to work again, I'm starting to have more ideas. The whole past 6 months have been a lot to process, right?
Ugh,
All of it.
it's been awful.
So that can kind of set you back with your creativity, but I know how to nurture myself. I know how to feed the creativity, and now I'm starting to make a whole fall collection of those kinds of things that are.
And I'm sure you'll update on that on your website eventually for people. And if people have special custom requests, send them to Jodie Bailey. I mean, I'm sure your email is on the jodiebaileyart.com website, right?
And I'm J Bailey Art on Instagram, so the Instagram will be connected to my website. So I'll post a hat, and you can just fly on over to if you're interested and buy it. So
you literally poked my
I'm
heart.
actually for a woman of a certain age, I'm actually can kill it on technology.
Girl. You are killing it on technology.
It's fine. I built that whole website.
Art. Wait, did I say it right? J Bailey Art.
J Bailey Art.
Yes, on Instagram.
On Insta, yeah.
And then JB Art on Facebook, and then JodieBaileyArt.com.
Well, I have a Facebook hats page, so it's Jodie Bailey Hats.
Oh, Jodie Bailey Hats on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which they can get to from the website very easily. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is nice
all
little
there.
icons at the bottom of the website.
You really are slaying. Like, I am so lackadaisical with social meds, and you're like, I'm here, and here.
Oh, it's fun.
Like, you're
it's
so
fun.
awesome.
I don't tweet much because
Me neither.
I don't want
It's
the
so
interruptions.
hard.
No. But boy, I love doing the design of the little squares and putting my hats in there and saying fun things. It's a lot of fun.
It's
so
nice that you
fun.
have something that's so visual, and it's just with the
Right.
picture you can make a pretty big impact.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jolliffe, again, you look great with that hat on. I mean, I know this is.
I don't
this
know
is
who this
technically
Jolliffe that you speak of is because
He's
my
so
name
sensitive when I call him Jolliffe. That's my nickname. I have like
Jason
17
Aaron.
million nicknames for him. I call him Jay, Jason, Jolliffer,
Most of which are not appropriate for this
Jolliffer,
broadcast.
Jason. I already said that already. There's so many names, but he's like, I'm Jason Aaron .pro. So he rebranded. What is .pro, Jodie? Is that weird to you? It's weird for me. .pro, Jason Aaron .pro.
It's an extension. It's
It's
like
his thing now.
.com, but it's. My philosophy is I'm Jason Aaron Pro on all social media, like everything, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything. Jason Aaron Pro. And so just to add the little dot in there, that's my website. Boom.
Perfect.
So easy.
See, that's smart stuff.
It's
So
range
I
right
meant
there.
to mention, sorry to interrupt you, Jolly. You
Who is
studied
Jolly?
you studied and wrote about did I say that? Sartorial. Okay, I effed that up.
It's sartorial, meaning clothing.
Right.
Semiotics, which is
Okay.
the sign language of clothes.
What?
So
I
what does
love
that
this.
red satin dress mean?
Right, and it says the symbolism of silhouette, textiles, and accoutrement. And gendered
Accoutrement.
Accoutrement.
Why am I so young? I
Well,
need to
you're
know that
like-
it should be say accoutrement, but instead of it says accoutrement.
Well, if we're going to Paris together, we got to get you on this.
I need that E to be accented, then I'd be like accoutrement.
Accoutrement.
Exactly.
It's French.
And gendered
Oui, oui.
identity. And I love that you say you're passionate about attire as a form of self-expression. I think that's so sweet.
yes.
Because I feel that way too.
We get dressed and we just it uplifts you.
Yes.
We talk about pajamas and that relaxes you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time in a long time I've had
Yo,
something,
pink for,
you know,
ooh, looking
that just
good, girl.
makes me happy. And lipstick, I don't remember the last time I wore
They
lipstick.
get on the
Thanks
masks.
for the invitation to wear lipstick.
You're welcome. I mean, we can't be wearing these lipsticks with the mask. It's this whole mask generation right now has just been comforting for me never to wear makeup, and so it's just like what are we now? I mean, some women really enjoy putting on makeup and doing crazy stuff, and so the most I do now is my eyebrows. Barely. I fluff them up. They're so big and unibrowly already. I barely have to do anything, and then I put my mask on. I'm like, where's the lipstick? Where's the hair? Where's the Jodie Bailey hat? I need to be crazy, but
yeah, I wear hat
COVID
whenever I
times.
go out. It's so much fun, and people always. It's a conversation starter too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an outgoing person, it's just a great way to meet people and talk to people, and
right.
it's just part of me now.
Yeah, and the world is so blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Nobody makes the stuff that you do. You're so unique, beautiful, talented.
I'm blushing.
I mean, seriously, Jodie, you're so cute. You know, I blush. You're so special. I loved this hat, but this was the alien hat I was referring to.
Yeah, that picnic Area 51.
Oh my gosh. And that was when the whole Area 51 thing was like breaking out, right? Everyone's like, Area 51, Area 51.
Yeah, I wore that to the Indianapolis Museum of Art during that show that inspired it, the Best Ben hat exhibit, and people were like, what? And then when it was Mother's Day, and my son lives in California, so I thought, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go to the exhibit, I'm going to have myself a nice lunch, and then Justin will call me later in the afternoon, which is about 3 o'clock. He wakes up at noon. So
me.
Yeah. So people were asking me, tell me about the hat. In other words, lady, why are you sitting here in this cafe, in this museum with this crazy little hat on? It was so much fun to tell them.
Like, don't you know, I'm Jodie Bailey, Mad Hatter of Indy. Duh. Like, why aren't you just world-renowned famous? I mean, like, you should be charging $5,000 for each hat.
Oh.
If only, right?
Well,
sometimes they are that much.
Just wait till I do my new line of tiara.
And just wait till you get a hold of like Rihanna or Lady Gaga, and they're like, I want Jodie Bailey to custom make a hat for me with diamonds.
There you go.
And then it'll be like a $1 million hat. You're the girl.
I'm the girl.
I'm getting famous, and I'm referring you to all my famous friends. I mean, that's obviously in the future.
That's how it works. We tell other people about the people who we enjoy doing business with, who we like to hang out with, who, do a great job.
And if you get famous for me, bring a girl up. And same for you. I'm bringing you in. I'm buying you a mansion, girl, next to me on the block.
All right, I'm there.
You're so sweet. Pinky promise. I love it. You're so talented. So we did the WFYI segment together. So amazing. Hats and Tats, red carpet event, fashion show. Absolutely loved it. And your website is out for people to view. JodieBaileyArt.com. Instagram, JBailey Art.
Yeah.
That's it. At JBaileyArt.
Yeah.
And she is on a whole new kick right now, y'all. With these beautiful tiaras and headbands and stuff, and look at it.
Just look at it.
You're
just killing that. I mean, it just looks amazing on you.
It feels so good. I just feel like a princess.
Well, everybody should feel like a princess, right?
Yes.
I feel like a princess.
Just like you said, nothing turns heads like a woman wearing a fabulous hat.
Right.
So I would like to know if you have any personal shout outs you'd like to shout out, plugs, anything that you want to add, my lovely friend.
Well, check in with my website and sign up. You could contact me. My site will lead you to it, and contact me and let me let you know when I start my YouTube videos, because this is a whole new venture. I used to be a thespian. I used to be on stage.
Actor.
And then I decided I'd rather be behind the stage and started doing costumes. But now I'm going to bolster myself. This is kind of practice, so to speak, for me. I'm going to look at this and critique myself and probably scare myself out of it.
No, you top of the line.
But I'm really excited. A whole new venture of doing some YouTube videos, and
that's so exciting. I'll be your first subscriber, and I will share the poop out of it.
Oh.
Whoa!
Yay!
I think
I'll bring the diapers.
I love it, and I hope that we have a fashion show coming up maybe in the next year. If you need, I know it's so hard to pull together. I will be your little slave. I'll help the young models. I'll do just tell me what to do. I'll do some sewing. I don't know how to do it, but just tell me, Jodie. Just tell me.
I have a little idea in a little treasure chest of ideas. So when the society opens back up, when the blingy box opens back up, we'll start planning.
You'll give me a call.
You'll hear about it.
So
it's
perfect.
Gonna be amazing.
You have been such a blessing to have on my show. Thank you so much for being here. I
Thank
love
you.
you so much.
Thank you. I love you
Jolliffe,
too.
Jason, and why did I say Anderson? Jason, I don't know where that came from. That's so weird. It was like Jodie Bailey and Jason Jolliffe mixed together. But anyways, Jason, Aaron, thank you so much for producing.
you.
He produces a million podcasts for
is
all your
my
podcast
pleasure.
needs. Hit up Jason. We're in the live studio. He just got a mini fridge. He's so excited about it. We stuffed
studio
it
cam.
full.
Oh, you can't really see
Studio
it.
cam.
Can't really see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So guys, please follow the Mad Hatter of Indy. Gorgeous, beautiful, amazing person. Hit her up for custom hat needs and headband needs like I'm wearing. And stay tuned for her new ancestral, is that a word? line of hats.
It's
honoring your ancestors.
Right,
the
her
women.
story. Instead of history, it's her story. So it's hat her story.
Yeah, like history, but her story.
Right,
Which
her
is all
story.
the women in your ancestral
Yeah,
line. That's so
yeah,
amazing. We
yeah.
can't wait to see it. And you guys, stay tuned next week. Make sure to check out Katie Newton's fashion show this Saturday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be walking in it. It's going to be great. It's going to be in downtown Indy. Jodie Bailey, thank you so much. I love you. So
No
great
touching.
to have you on
Hats
my
off
show.
to you.
Hats off to you. Boom. We love you. We love you. God bless you, Jodie Bailey.